Ever wondered? That beloved microwave in your kitchen, the one you use every day to heat up rice, soup, or steamed buns, could it be silently poisoning your health? Hello everyone. I'm your companion on this journey to uncover health secrets. And today, we're going to tackle a big question. Is heating food in a microwave really dangerous? Many people worry that microwave radiation might cause cancer, harm your eyes, or even affect a baby in the womb. But what's the truth? Are we living with a silent enemy right in our kitchen? Or are these just harmful misconceptions keeping you from enjoying the amazing convenience of modern technology? Don't jump to conclusions yet. Let's dive deep into every corner of this issue right now. Before we go further, do you know how a microwave actually works? This is the first step to unraveling all our doubts. A microwave isn't some magical device or a gadget emitting dangerous radiation like in sci-fi movies. In fact, it's a smart appliance that uses electromagnetic waves, specifically microwaves, to heat food. When you plug it in and press start, a component inside called the magnetron generates microwaves at a frequency of about 2.45 gigahertz. These waves aren't something you can see with the naked eye. They're invisible, but incredibly powerful. They rush into the food, causing the water molecules inside to vibrate intensely. This vibration creates friction, and that friction produces heat. The result? Your food is warmed up in just a few minutes, no fire or oil needed. So why microwaves and not something else? The reason is simple. Microwaves have a special ability to strongly affect water molecules. This makes them heat food quickly and efficiently, especially dishes rich in water like soup, rice, or vegetables. Imagine this. Without a microwave, how long would you have to stand by the stove reheating leftover rice? Or fire up a huge oven just to warm a small pastry? Microwaves were invented to save time, effort, and energy, a trusty helper in our busy lives. But this is exactly when some people start to wonder, if these waves are so powerful, could they harm my body? Now let's explore how a microwave really functions in your daily life. When you place a plate of rice in the microwave, press the start button, and peek through the glass, what do you see? A spinning plate, and a bit of light from the bulb inside. But don't get it wrong. That light isn't the microwaves. The microwaves are contained inside the oven by a metal casing and a special mesh on the glass door. They bounce around in there, focusing all their energy on heating the food. Here's the cool part. When you open the door, the microwaves stop instantly. It's a safety feature designed to protect you. So how can you use a microwave smartly? It's easy. Stand about 30 centimeters away while it's running. Don't stare inside for too long. And most importantly, use the right kind of safe containers. What do you usually heat up in your microwave? Cold rice, instant noodles, or frozen food? Drop a comment below and share with me. I'm really curious about your habits.
But hold on. If microwaves are so safe, why are some people still afraid? Are there really hidden dangers we don't know about? Don't take your eyes off this video, because coming up next, I'll reveal 5 surprising risks of using a microwave the wrong way, things that might shock you. Are you ready to rethink how you use your microwave? If not, stick with me as we dive in. Now that we know how a microwave works, could you be using it wrong without realizing it? Let's start with the first risk. Never heat a whole egg in the microwave. Sounds odd, right? What's so dangerous about an egg? Trust me, this is one of the most common mistakes people make, and the consequences can be worse than you think. So what happens if you put a boiled or raw egg in the microwave? As the microwaves heat it up, they make the inside of the egg, whether it's the yolk or the white, get hot incredibly fast. Since the egg is encased in a hard shell, the steam inside builds up pressure with nowhere to escape. The outcome? Just a tiny nudge, like poking it with a fork or even picking it up, can make it explode like a mini bomb. There was a case of an 8-year-old girl overseas who got severe eye burns because an egg exploded when she took it out of the microwave. Boiling water and shell fragments flew everywhere, too fast for her eyes to blink and protect themselves. Chilling, right? Have you ever tried heating an egg in the microwave? Comment and tell me, I'm dying to know. Why does this happen? It's all about how microwaves heat differently from a gas stove or boiling pot. When you boil an egg on the stove, heat moves from the outside in, and pressure escapes gradually through the bubbling water. But in a microwave, the heat builds up inside first, and the eggshell acts like a pressure cooker with no release valve. The pressure gets so intense that a small trigger sets off an explosion. This isn't the microwave's fault. It's just us not fully understanding how it affects different foods. Once you get this, you'll see the microwave isn't an enemy, it's a tool that needs to be used right. So how can you avoid this danger and still use your microwave for eggs? It's simple, never heat a whole egg. If you want to cook eggs in the microwave, crack them into a bowl, stir them up, and then pop them in. For example, you can whip up a quick scrambled egg. Crack 2 eggs into a ceramic bowl, add a pinch of salt, mix well, and microwave for about 1 to 2 minutes. Check halfway to avoid overcooking, and you've got a tasty breakfast with no explosions. Just make sure to use a microwave-safe bowl and skip cheap plastic containers. Does this sound easy to try? Give it a go today and let me know how it turns out in the comments. I'm waiting to hear from you. But the risks don't stop there. Did you ever think a sweet little donut could turn into a weapon if you heat it wrong? Don't leave yet, because next, I'll share a surprising story about foods that seem harmless but can pose big risks in the microwave.
Have you ever thought that a delicious, soft donut could turn into a traitor just because of a few minutes in the microwave? Hard to believe, right? But this is the second risk we need to watch out for. Heating foods with fillings, like donuts, steamed buns, or anything with a soft center, can get you into trouble if you're not careful. Let's dig into what's happening and how to avoid it. First, what makes filled foods dangerous in the microwave? Picture this. You grab a strawberry jam donut that's gone cold and decide to warm it up in the microwave for 2 minutes. When you take it out, the outside feels just warm, so you take a big bite. And ouch! The jam inside is scorching hot, like lava, burning your tongue and throat before you can react. There was a case of a 22-year-old guy who ended up in the hospital with esophageal burns after eating a microwave donut. He swallowed jam hotter than 100 degrees Celsius, damaging everything from his mouth to his stomach. Scary, huh? What filled foods do you heat in the microwave? Comment and share with me. I'd love to know if you've ever had a close call like this. Why does the microwave do this? The secret lies in how it transfers heat. Unlike an oven or frying pan, where heat seeps from the outside in, a microwave heats from the inside out. When the microwaves hit the filling, usually jam, cream, or sauce with lots of water, they make the water molecules vibrate wildly, spiking the temperature fast. But the outer layer doesn't heat up as quickly, creating a big temperature gap. That's why you can be tricked by the gentle outside while the inside is secretly boiling. This is why you need to be cautious with filled foods. They're tasty but risky if handled wrong. So how do you heat filled foods safely? Don't worry, I've got a trick for you. First, cut the food in half before microwaving, like splitting a donut or bun to expose the filling. This helps the heat spread evenly and prevents pressure buildup. Next, heat it for a short time, about 20 to 30 seconds, then check the temperature. If it's not warm enough, add another 15-second burst. Finally, let it sit for a minute before eating, so the inside and outside temperatures even out. Try this with your favorite pastry and see. Doesn't it feel safer and tastier? Give it a shot and tell me how it goes in the comments. I can't wait for your feedback. But the microwave's risks don't end here. Did you know even heating a simple cup of water could lead to disaster if you do it wrong? Don't look away, because next, I'll reveal a strange phenomenon you need to know to keep yourself and your family safe. Have you ever thought that heating a cup of water in the microwave, something that seems as easy as pie, could turn into a dangerous situation? Yes, the third risk we need to watch is heating water the wrong way. It sounds ordinary, but if you don't get it right, you might face a weird and frightening phenomenon. Let's find out what's in store.
So what happens when you heat water in the microwave? Imagine you pour water into a glass cup, put it in the microwave, and run it for 5 minutes to get hot water for tea or noodles. When you take it out, the water looks calm. No boiling, no steam, just mildly warm it seems. But the moment you add a spoonful of sugar or stir it with a spoon, the water suddenly erupts, shooting up like a tiny volcano, splashing everywhere. There was a case where someone got facial burns from water hotter than 110 degrees Celsius bursting out of a cup after microwaving. This is called superheated water, a risk few people expect. Do you heat water in the microwave often? Comment and tell me about your habits. I'm curious if you've ever seen anything odd like this. Why does water superheat like that? The mystery is in how microwaves heat differently from a regular stove. When you boil water on the stove, heat rises from the bottom, the water bubbles evenly, and releases gas, keeping it steady at 100 degrees Celsius. But in a microwave, the waves make water molecules vibrate from the inside, raising the temperature fast without forming bubbles. If the water is too pure and the cup too smooth, there's no place for steam to escape, so the temperature can climb past 100 degrees Celsius without boiling. Then, when you disturb it, like stirring or adding salt, the pressure releases all at once, causing a violent splash. That's why you need to understand how microwaves affect water, to keep a simple task from turning into a hazard. So how do you heat water safely and still enjoy the convenience? Don't worry, I've got a solution. First, don't heat water too long, stick to a maximum of 2 minutes at a time. If it's not hot enough, add another 1-minute round and check. Second, put a wooden chopstick or a microwave-safe metal spoon in the cup before heating. It helps create bubbles and stops superheating. Third, after taking it out, let it sit for 30 seconds before stirring or using so the temperature settles. For example, if you want a hot cup of tea, just pour water, add a chopstick, heat for 2 minutes, and wait a bit. Perfectly safe. Does this trick seem doable? Try it next time and share your thoughts in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. But that's not all. The microwave has another risk tied to its cleanliness. Can you guess what it is? Keep watching, because next, I'll uncover an issue many households overlook that could directly impact your health. Have you ever asked yourself, is the microwave you use every day really as clean as you think? The final risk we need to face isn't about the microwaves or how you heat things. It's the invisible enemies lurking inside: bacteria, mold, and dangerous germs. Don't let convenience fool you, because if you're not careful, your microwave could become a breeding ground for germs right in your kitchen.
So what happens if you don't clean your microwave regularly? Every time you heat food, from leftover rice, frozen meat to soup, tiny bits of food can splatter onto the walls, ceiling, or turntable. If you don't wipe them down, those scraps turn into a paradise for bacteria to multiply. For instance, salmonella from raw chicken or listeria from frozen goods can survive if you don't heat evenly, and they'll spread inside the microwave. A study found that thousands of food poisoning cases each year are linked to dirty microwaves. Have you ever noticed a strange smell or stains in your microwave? Comment and let me know. I'd love to hear if you clean yours often. Why are bacteria in the microwave such a concern? Simple. A microwave isn't a germ killer like many assume. Microwaves just heat food. But if you don't heat long enough or the heat isn't even, bacteria can hang on. Plus, the warm, moist environment inside after each use is perfect for germs and mold to thrive. This is especially risky for families with kids or elderly folks, whose immune systems are more vulnerable. You don't want a tasty meal to secretly carry germs just because of a dirty microwave, right? That's why we need to make cleaning it a weekly habit. So how do you keep your microwave clean and safe? Don't worry, I've got 3 super easy steps for you. Step 1. Wipe it down at least once a week with a damp cloth dipped in warm water with a bit of mild dish soap or white vinegar. Vinegar naturally deodorizes and kills germs. Step 2. Always use a cover when heating food to stop splatters, and keep it cleaner longer. Step 3. Take out the turntable and wash it with soap every 2 to 3 uses. Then let it dry completely before putting it back. For example, after heating a plate of fish, just give the inside a quick wipe with a vinegar cloth, cover it next time, and wash the turntable. Your microwave stays ready and germ-free. Does this sound easy to do? Try it this week, and tell me how it goes in the comments. I can't wait to hear. So there you have it. We've covered 5 big risks of using a microwave: exploding eggs, scorching filled foods, superheated water, and hidden bacteria. Microwave radiation isn't scary like the rumors say. It's safe if you use it right. But the key is to take action today to protect your health and your family's. Start by checking your microwave. Is it clean? Are you heating things properly? Don't keep this to yourself. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, share it with friends and family, so they can use their microwaves safely too. Comment below with your experiences. I'll read every one and reply enthusiastically. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss more practical health tips from me. Together, let's make our kitchens a safe and happy place. Are you ready? See you in the next video.